Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide is a friend on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep. Long in this singing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed. Begging the generations remember our story.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Saturday. Thank you all for being here this morning. I hope all is well. I hope you started your Saturday off the way that you want it. Shout out to my poets, writers, producers, content creators, painters, dancers, musicians, everything in between the spectrum. Salutes to you. Glad to see you here. Keep thriving, keep doing your thing. You see the title? I got 6 rings in the studio. I'm just waiting on him to cam up. I got a clip for y'all. It's not from Facebook. I had to scourge and scour the internet, but I found it. Shout out to Judge Toller. You know, divorce court. If you've never seen divorce court, she's one of the most authentic Black women to sit in that seat. She holds everybody accountable. I used to watch that show almost every day that it came on, but a part of me never really believed that those shows were real, how ridiculous some of them stories were. But she was legit. She held women accountable. She held the men accountable. If you was a liar, if you were a cheater, if you was on bull, she held you accountable. And this one was shared to me by 6 Rings himself. Now, when I watched it the first time, I watched it on Facebook. I couldn't get access to it because I don't know. Something is up with my account. So I don't really fuck with it like that over there. But I did end up finding it on TikTok. And this woman, man, she's wilding. She is on some other shit. I can't believe I heard what I heard. It's to the point where I'm like, come on, this can't be real. This has to be a story. Like, this is just for ratings. No way in the world somebody is that bold and brazen to get in front of hundreds and thousands of people and humiliate their husband like that. But I digress. So what's going to happen here in a second? I'm going to bring that clip up on the big screen. We're going to run it back as a collective. And we're going to break down every single thing that happened within this conversation. Was she in the wrong? Was she in the right? What's wrong with this story? Why would you even get married to somebody in the first place if you didn't have any intentions on being loyal? We're going to have us a nice, good old barbecue. You hear me? You know, when I see stories like this, where you have somebody who is unhappy within the relationship, I'm always asking myself, why didn't you have these conversations before you got married? Why does it have to take you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years before you decide that you want to come clean, right? Hold on a second. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Salutes. What's going on, man? It's Saturday. I know we got this topic going on right now, but and I heard everything you said. But before we get into that, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
It was quiet and productive. What more can you ask for?
Family.
Oh, I did get some bad news yesterday. One of my uncles passed on Thanksgiving. I didn't hear about it until last night. So yeah, I haven't processed that yet. But
Sending my condolences to you and the family, man. Prayer is powerful. But that day, Thanksgiving, is about family, man. It's a lot of family out here, man, that that's probably fell out with each other over the years. They choose not to talk to each other, yada this, yada that, the spills. But I mean, I think on that day right there, I think it's good to get together and, kind of bury the hatchet, under one roof.
agreed.
Um, and that's Thanksgiving. How was your how was your Black Friday? How did that go?
I don't celebrate. I don't even consider that something for us anyway, to be honest with you. It's just another Friday as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, I'm pretty sure everybody got some type of wants. Everybody supposed to have what they need, but I know some wants out there people would like to have, and I think that that day is considered something people should kind of reward themselves for. If they've been wanting things, yeah, I think you need to reward yourself if there's something out there you want.
To be honest, I'm alive and I'm breathing. I'm not really greedy. There's plenty of things that I would love to have, but I'm not losing my sleep because I don't have it. Like the things that are pretty simple and basic, I'm cool with that. I'm very content with that. So, nah, it's just another day for people to spend money that they probably should keep in their pocket.
Yeah, but you talk about being thankful, man. It's definitely a blessing being thankful. The day Saturday has been a great 2 days. Going back to Thanksgiving, you know, shout out to the Cowboys, man. I mean, I know we got a lot of envy and hate out there, but I'm just glad we was able to pull through for these last 2 days and just get the job done.
I'm I'm gonna let you have that. I don't really.
You ain't gotta let me have it, brother. We took it.
Y'all barely. You barely won.
We took it.
You barely won, but that's cool.
Only team out there to beat the last two Super Bowls teams in the Super Bowl. We just did that in 4 days. So we'll see. Hold up. I'm gonna leave it alone, but we'll see how that works going forward. It might blow up in my face, but I'm just for the record. We have done that. We played somebody.
Well, look, man, I ain't about to go there with you. I'm gonna bring this up on the big screen, and we're just gonna jump into this one. Again, shout out to Judge Toller. This woman done lost her everlasting mind.
Let's roll with it.
Sex in the morning. When I try to have sex with her in the morning, she turns me away.
Now, I heard what you said, Mr. Thacker. I did. When she was telling me that you guys weren't having sex because you claimed you were tired, you said it was because she had an affair.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Well, she came up with this thing called the sub hub.
Yeah.
The sub hub is, I guess, somebody that
take your place when you ain't there? Substitute husband.
Substitute husband.
And did she tell you about the sub hub?
Yes. Barely. She told me about it, but I didn't believe what she was saying. I thought she was just messing around or just playing, but then it became real.
Do you have a particular sub hub or do you let anybody substitute?
I'm not taking applications, Your Honor. That's what you're asking at this time. However, I have had more than one. I've cheated on him actually more than 12 times with multiple partners. I mean, if I'm not getting it from him, who I'm gonna get it from? Sub hub.
And you've had 12 different sub hubs?
No, 12 different occasions. A couple
with one or two sub hubs.
Yes, ma'am.
And you told them about it.
I did.
What did you say? And
Russell,
why did you say it?
I said, Russell, we're not having sex. I need to be fulfilled. You're on the road. You're gone all the time. The grass, the sub hub not is just for sex. First of all, let me say that. They're also for cutting the grass, fixing my car. They're actually what sub hub. Everything a husband does without the paperwork. I think everybody should have a sub hub. It's a wonderful thing.
Miss Thatcher, every time when I think you've reached the penultimate of ratchet, you outdo yourself. And with such calm and ease and I run around on him, told him about it too. And I think you ought to do it as well. I'm just like, whoa. Mr. Thacker.
Yes, ma'am.
When you found out about the sub hubs, why did you not roll then?
And that's where the clip stops. So you got this woman who's been taken to court. Matter of fact, She takes him to court. Don't know or understand what the entire backstory is. I don't even know how it concluded at that particular moment. She cheats on him, and then she says, well, I told you I'm going to do this because you're not giving me what I need in this house. You're constantly busy. And I'm going to establish parameters outside of the covenant that we took with other gentlemen to substitute for your lack of participation in this marriage. I turn the mic over to you.
Yeah, man. It's clearly what you seen in that video is clear that that evidently has been going on for a long time. Let's put that on the spread on the table. It's been going on for a minute, man. What you gotta pay attention to the most that I got out of that is not exactly what she did. We know what she did. She said what she did, but I was paying attention to her tone. It's very important, fellas. Her tone, bro. See, when you pay attention to that tone, you can put a time stamp on how long that was going on. That tone was real smooth, like real easy going. You know what I'm saying? She used to this, he used to this, and then we gonna tell the judge about this. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like what I was looking at with that. I mean, it's a terrible thing, man, to do that. You know, that's the obvious point. But the problem is it wasn't nothing set or put up or done about it. You can the vows speak for itself. I look at it, when somebody get married, okay, you got married. The vows speak for themselves. You in front of a pastor, you do the little stitch, you bite the families, however, you know the spiel, and everything is said on that day to be carried out every day. I get all of that. But what's done between them two people is what you're gonna see throughout the relationship. So just because we might say the word married, right? And we think of things that people should operate under that. That don't mean everybody moving like that. I mean, hey, look what happened with Will and Jada again. They were married. And a lot of disrespect was accepted. So we're not gonna just say just because somebody married, that mean everything supposed to go out the window. To me, it's the behavior for me, to be quite frank with you. It's the behavior. The behavior stink. For her to go on that show in front of that judge and you got a little audience right there and you pretty much telling the audience, how I got this dude, that's it for me. That's enough. That's all I really need to see. That's sum up the whole relationship to me. You put that brother on the stage and annihilated him, man. You got it.
She knew who he was when she accepted that proposal. We can go all the way back to the very beginning when they met. At some juncture, brothers, just like we size up each other and we size up our competition and we kind of gauge where a person is in life, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Women do the same thing. Matter of fact, we can argue whether or not one side does it better than the other, but that could be for a whole entirely different conversation. That woman in this particular case studied him and examined him way better than he did her. How do I know this? Because they went to divorce court and she's the plaintiff. Everything that you said about how she verbally assaulted and decimated him is completely accurate. What we need to factor in also is that one, the lack of respect within a relationship is obvious. Two, his lack of self-esteem is very evident. His lack of leadership is very evident. Being a leader or being a provider, whatever position he's supposed to be playing within this relationship, is clearly devoid, because the way that she talks to him, the way that she spoke in the courtroom, as to say, every woman out here should have a substitute man on the side in a marriage. It's beneficial. It's enlightening. It's enriching. It's going to make things so much smoother. Her lack of respect and regard for that man's feelings is clear as day. She don't really mess with him like that. And he stayed after 12. So she stepped out on you 12 times, and she has what, 1 to 2 different people that she goes to. It raised a couple of other red flags to me. I'm going to come back to those after this, but that's what I noticed initially. He didn't have no type of control in that relationship at all. And I'll yield the mic there.
Yeah, we get on here and we talk about it all the time, bro, about the self-respect. The lack of integrity that man was showing, bro. It's sad, man. You know, I hate to just put the magnifying glass on him, but you got to do it, man. You know, you got to do it in this case. A lot of what was said and a lot of the disrespect and the actions that happened is placed on his shoulders. As a man, you got to wear a lot of hats, and it's a lot of responsibilities on you, being in a relationship, yet alone a marriage. We can take the marriage and sit that shit to the side real quick, because that's, to me, that's like the grand prize. That's what you're supposed to get at the end of the little race. But what's up before is what's going to determine that. And there's no way that, if you're looking at everything that they had to deal with before, that man understood self-respect. He never understood his value to her, to that woman. He never understood it. As far as I'm concerned, um, the way that went in that courtroom, the way that was looking, with my eyes, I'm looking at a weak man. Bottom line, bro. To me, it looked like he followed her for 12 years. That's why I look. I mean, what? Because I spoke about value. What value did he have that he bring to the relationship? She naming all the shit. She naming a lot of stuff that ain't getting done. So I just want to figure out, was he ever doing any of those things that she named in that courtroom? That's one. And then when the merge actually happened, did he just stop doing them? Like, was it a lot of what's that, complacency going on? You know, we spoke about it a lot. People get lost in these relationships. People don't focus on themselves no more. People let themselves go. They fall out mentally. There's no way that he can give her shit from what he was doing. Nothing. The best thing that he can do, if everything that she said was accurate with the 12 people and the sub hubs, the best thing he could do at that point is turn around and walk away. And that's the one thing he won't do. He fooled until he realized his worth, bro. He's gonna be a Thanksgiving meal feast. That's what she's doing to him. She's having her main course, and she got all the sides to go with it. And then she washed it down with some champagne. She got him in the pocket, and it shows.
Which is exactly why I said she did a better job at assessing who she was dealing with versus the other way around. She knew and she sniffed it out very effectively, and she moved accurately within that. Now, herein lies deeper rooted problems. You got a guy who is being portrayed to be lacking in affection, he's lacking in resources. However, if you are really trying to convince me that he's such a horrible person, then why did you say I do in the first place? Why did you even bother to open your legs to that man? Why did you give him a part of your body that's supposed to be sacred? Why did you allow him to go out of his way to spend who knows how much money on a wedding ring when you telling me you seen or you're expressing all of this dissatisfaction within this person that you gave your body to? Why didn't you say, well, this isn't something that I want long term. You can't give me what I actually need overall. And I think it's best that we pump the brakes and go our own separate ways so that you can find what is for you and I can find what is for me. No, that's not what you did. You saw somebody either as a victim or you saw somebody who had potential, or you trusted enough in the fact that whatever he was doing for a living was acceptable in your eyes to the point that you said, I'm willing to invest in them. I'm willing to co-parent in the future. I'm willing to cohabitate. I'm willing to go the extra mile with you. You clearly thought something was there. Otherwise, why did you marry him? Unless you just wanted to get some conveniences out of the resources that he could provide you. Now, on his side, this brother, like a lot of us, we have a horrible judge of character when it comes to dealing with the opposite gender. Just in general, the things that you are looking for in a partner, they are more or less based off of, well, she has a nice body, or this is the first woman that's touched me in years, or because you done had some trauma in your life as a kid growing up, you had a hard time getting women, or you had a hard time navigating relationships properly and correct. And so you continuously pick the same archetype of woman over and over and over again. They all have their own signature identifiers. You dealing with that woman, I can tell that's the only type of female that he's ever dealt with. Because no self-respecting brother out here, I don't give a fuck if you Chinese, I don't care if you came from fucking Afghanistan, you're not about to sit here and allow a woman to disrespect you and treat you any way other than the way that you deserve to be treated. Give and take, period. He set himself up for failure. He put himself in that position by not having boundaries, by not having standards, by not recognizing this is not for me. I gotta stop picking this type of person over and over and over again. I need to change up my routine. I need to get therapy. Nah. So I call cap on her in some ways because you married the nigga, so he must have had something. Must have had something. It's either that or you're just like a lot of these chicks out here in the modern era that believe that they can be men, do what the hell they want in these relationships, while also extracting all the resources out of the person that they supposed to love and admire. I yield the mic.
See, that's the thing, man. Going back to what you said in the beginning of this stream, sir. You touched on how that woman knew him up and down, read him his rights. She was reading him like a damn book. Everything about him. She studied his mannerisms. She studied how he moved. She probably knew his history in previous relationships and all of that. So yeah, the reason why she married that guy, like most modern women, she wanted to get somebody she can control. See, that's the part. That's the sickness in some of these ladies. They want to get somebody that they can control, and when they seek a guy like that, it normally means that their habits are shitty. It means that a lot of the stuff that they do is not right. They want somebody that they can push around, tell what the fuck to do, how high to jump. They want a fucking sponsor for their life. And the merge, only thing the merge meant is that I get to secure, like you mentioned, the resources and for him to take care of my wants, my needs, my life. Anything that man make, I'm gonna get. He was probably like some of these men. He's probably out there giving her his whole check. I know guys that is in marriages giving their wife the entire check. It ain't nothing wrong with being in a partnership. Business got to get done. Her business, your business, y'all business. That's fine, but ain't no marriage or relationship. Ain't no slavery in this game. It's a lot of slavery out here, people. You know, she looked at him like a slave. Exactly. Um, and that's horrible. And in order for her, I mean, to get the marriage from him, uh, he had to look down on himself. You know what I'm saying? You you mentioned about his confidence and how down he was on himself. It had to be a whole lot of that to follow her program. He was following her program. Sh- A man is made to lead people for the last time. They supposed to be in the lead. I know women think they're the prize, but men is actually the prize because of what it ultimately leads to down the road. And they have to understand that part. So she telling them what to do. She probably dressing them, telling them what time to come in the house. I mean, you never know. Then on top of that, she ain't got no self-respect. She opening her legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So she's a ratchet chick. She a 304 box. Everybody is unlocking her key, her door and all that. Everybody going in there. And he's sitting there allowing it. She got all her fixings, then bragging about it, said encouraging more 304 thought behavior of everybody need to get a sub hub. So with that mentality that she has, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So just say if it's gonna be like that you're not getting no sex at night. You trying to lay in the bed, you can't because she tired. She didn't been with 5 men that day. She turns over. You lay there. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You want some intimacy with your peoples and all that. She didn't already had a long day, man. I mean, come on. So going back to him, you might as well say, "Hey, we're gonna be in an open relationship with this." You getting done like this, and yet and still you keep rocking with her. What how many years? 12? And then whatever she was using you for, she started naming that. She said sex don't matter because evidently somebody doing it better than you. So that's out the window. Don't worry about getting that no more. She got 12 partners that's taking care of her real well in that department. So that's over with. And then by the time you even get some or get another shot at it, you ain't gonna want it no more. So the only thing left in y'all relationship is what you can do for her. And she said somebody taking care of her grass and paying a couple bills. Anything that you was doing, she was using you for. She slept around and gave so many people some of that cat that she don't even need you for that no more. So why are you there? What are you doing? She just told the judge that that's how she's rocking with you. You're a joke. You see what I'm saying? And the jokes is on you. She called you in there to tell you what she did. And she not sorry. You heard her. She not sorry about none of that. She didn't care about marriage. She should have never been married. She didn't respect the marriage at all. And you chose a woman like that. And you got what you got. When we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Going back to what you said about guys having a bad choice of character, because they do. Here's some advice. Here's some good advice here. For once, can we please stop putting so much emphasis on, she got a deaf body, the booty so big. I wonder what that feel like. Everything physical. You don't know nothing about her though. And then after she give you some of that cat, because that's what you thinking about. That's what she know you thinking about. And once that's out of the way, we get that out of the way, we get in the bedroom, we get all that on the table. Then what? Now you start seeing patterns. You start seeing red flags. And because of what you interested in, you look over those red flags. You look past that bad character, that bad behavior she got. She was that person all along. But it's your fault why you didn't see that. So we got to take accountability, and we really need to switch that up, and you got to blame yourself. Because if you can get that deep in a situation like that for 12 years and it go that way for you, shame on you, man. Shame on you.
That woman is a disgrace. She's a real disgrace. And I'm not knocking her for her practices. What I have an issue with is how she went about going to get the things that she's asking for. Like, if you want to be in the street, be in the street. But don't bring people along for your bull because you greedy, because you selfish, and then sit here and speak as if you're this grown adult that got life figured out, but you're moving like a juvenile. Ma'am, you got to be in your 40s. She looked like she was in her 40s or a little older. Then you out here talking like that. Is that what women are supposed to be a reflection of in this day and age? Mind you, this video is like 8, 9 years old, probably longer than that. But we've already known this has been going on. The brother in the chat, I understand exactly what you're talking about. But there's a lot of dudes out here that don't understand this shit at all. They don't get it. It's folks right now that think that these women are into them, and they ain't into you at all. You're a source of income. That's it. And based off of how they assess you specifically, and this ain't for nobody in particular, but based on how some of these women assess these dudes, that's how they move according. It's like the chameleon effect. I had a conversation with somebody a couple years ago. We was just joking around and shit, basically saying, all right, let's see who could better finesse or convince the other person that it was like a little role play exercise. This motherfucker turned on the switch, smooth with it. You would have actually believed that that was them. But if you knew them in real life, you'd be like, wait a minute. Wait, no, nah. Yeah, a lot of people really be on that type of time, and you gotta be confident in yourself. You gotta be on your purpose. You gotta love yourself more than you love the world. You gotta love yourself and your goals and your dreams and your ambitions more than you believe in the person who say they believe in you. Anybody who is trying to stop you from making money, anybody who is trying to stop you from building anything, anyone who is trying to deter you from doing what you set out to do before you met them, they are trying to control you. They are trying to change the narratives. They are trying to put you under their wing, under their system. That's not love. That's manipulation. You give yourself away to somebody for 12 years, they take you to national television and then embarrass you like that. They don't respect you. They never did. And if they ever did respect you, you gave it up a long time ago. Like the minute women no longer respect you, it's a wrap. You might as well take your ball and go home. Reassess the situation, figure out why this happened, what happened with the consistency, why she changed up on you, what was it that you did to make her no longer see you as the person that she saw you as at the beginning. And if you really on top of your shit, you're not even going to get this far. You're going to see exactly who she is before you even make it down the aisle, before you even make it to a second or third date. There you go, the mic.
Man, you hit that right on the head, man. That's a lot of mistakes that dudes do make when they in these LTRs, man, and they don't get out there in time. They don't get away in time. I'm gonna put this on the table. You can take it for a grain of salt, whatever. But whenever you with someone, this is the truth. You gotta always be prepared to say sayonara, man. That's just what it is. You gotta have that in you, man, to be able to do that. Because anything after, like you mentioned, uh, that respect on, man, and you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. And all he took, she probably didn't respect them real early. To let it get all the way up like that. That stuff been happening for years, 12 years. So that respect been gone, and at that point, uh, yeah, he didn't take nothing but L's. He probably can't even think of one Vic he got after that. If you go replay the tape or anything, any past relationship you might have had in the past, and you ever been in that situation, man? You ain't never gained nothing after that. You lost, because at that point, even even some females even admitted it. You know what I'm saying? I just use him for this. I just use him for that. They don't mind saying the word used. Yeah, keep you around. And why are they allowed to use you like that? Is because they know that your ass is more into them than they into you. That's how you get curried. That part. You're being thirsty. And then on top of that, look how long it take um for, for you to get in bed with them. You're getting used. And on top of that, she's still having fun with who she want to be with. Don't ever get in your mind that why a chick making you wait, that she's waiting with you. She not waiting with you. You the only one waiting, and still probably doing favors for her. Could you pay? Could you pay this bill? Could you pay that? Yeah, you're doing it because you're simping out for some intimacy. That's the only. That's the only reason I can see a dude doing something like that, doing her all types of favors, and she asking you for these favors because she know that that's what you want. You ever hear a female say, "I think he deserves some pussy"? Like what? That's some disrespectful ass shit to say to a man.
and intellectual.
The fuck? You said that though? A lot of these females, man, don't understand that. Well, I'm gonna say they do understand. They know who to do that shit with. They know who to fuck with. Because if you do it to the wrong person, man, they will they gonna be on first 48. They will crack your motherfucking forehead open like an egg. It's not a game. And that's some lame stuff though, bro. To keep doing that, do these favors, do this, do that. It's way more fish in the sea, like they say. For you to lower your standards, lower your value, no self-respect, and then on top of that, after you do all these favors, everybody around town, she telling people what you're doing. So she bragging, you got her this purse, or you paid for her and her friends to go on this trip. She at the trip getting dug out for 2 weeks off your dime. Sponsor, man. You know? So that right there should show you that with that video, that should show you the mentality of these women, man. She really said it with her chest and stood on it. That most women need to cheat on their husbands. They need to have a sub hub. They need to have a side dude that coming in laying in on them, and get it done around the house when he gone. And the husband, the real husband, you a sponsor. You taking up a whole big ass gap of any dude that can possibly get with this woman seriously because you're there. You're legally with this woman. So you taking up all the responsibilities and they reap all your rewards for what you doing with this woman. They get all your cookies. You probably giving up bread to the woman. She going out with these dudes. You doing all that, paying the bills. Sad, bro. All that's being done. And like what happened with Will, man, dude was in his house sleeping with his wife. So they in your bed while you gone. You paying mortgage and stuff. That stuff get real. I mean, all I can say is you gotta want better, man. You gotta want better to do better. But if you don't know better, you ain't gonna get better, and you gonna keep getting the backhand. She took him in that room and gave him a strong hand. She strong armed him. I mean, and it's a lot of females out here that prey on the weak. They prey on that because they need a sponsor so they life can be helped. Because they not responsible enough to take care of their ass. So they look at you as a person that's gonna sponsor their lifestyle, and on top of that, they gonna sleep with who they really like because they never liked you. but you like them. That's the way it goes. So don't get caught up. Don't get caught up out here. And there's nothing wrong with sacrificing and doing stuff for a woman that we got mutual interest with, man. But the problem is guys make the mistake doing stuff too soon, man. Like what? Like she asking you to cash app her and all this. Who is she? What have she done for you in your life to get the cash app like that? And she don't want no low amount. She wants you to go 200-300. Like what we supposed to do something right now? Like what's going on? 200-300. We doing something right now. Like I don't get it. These modern women that's 304s, they advertise they box on a daily. We got to see this, good people. It's the advertisement for me.
My final thoughts on this whole thing. It's not even about her and him specifically. It never is really with these videos. I see her and I see him and I see 100 of them, 1,000 of them. Look on Twitter right now. Go scroll on Twitter. Go scroll in the comment sections of some of these Instagram models videos and their posts. Go to the comment section of a lot of your favorite celebrities, and you're going to see a long line of dudes. Heart emoji. What's your PayPal? Check your DM. You can't make it up. I can just randomly scroll and screenshot and stumble upon it. It's everywhere. Dudes like him and women like her are why everything is so messed up like it is right now. They messy. They're messy. They're irresponsible. They can't be told nothing. And everything is lawless. You want to protect yourself? For one, stop sleeping with everything that you see. And if you're going to be out here randomly smashing everything, you better have your medical records on deck. That motherfucker better pull up their current. I want to see your doctor's assessments, all that shit. Pull all that shit up right now. Nah, I'm not about to go off of, oh, you can trust me. Nah. I'm not going off of no, you can trust me shit. Fuck that. Show me the records. I need answers. I need to know right now.
The fool. Why I gotta be the fool?
Y'all out here dirty. Y'all got AIDS. Y'all got chlamydia. You got bumps and shit all on your face and under your fucking armpits and shit. And then y'all still be going out here spreading it to people out of spite because you angry and bitter with people. So you want to take your nah. People taking their health way too light. If you want to be in an open relationship, tell people exactly what it is. If you don't know how to tell the difference between a woman who is finessing and being genuine, then you probably don't need to be getting involved with anybody. If you know you got a weakness for vagina and you don't know how to control yourself, and when I say control yourself, I mean you know how to guard your heart, guard your wallet. You ain't leading with your wallet. You ain't kissing her butt so that she succumbs to your will. That you don't change up your programming because she says, I'll give you some if you stop pursuing your objectives, stop making money, and then I will bend over for you. If you don't know how to control your urges, you don't have no dick discipline, stay away from them. If you can't tell when a person is being genuine through conversation, don't invest or pour too much into them. These women out here want to be men so bad. But all y'all are doing is creating a generation that is so conflicted and confused with what stability looks like. What do you expect? What can you really honestly expect out of a 9-10-year-old? I'm about to cover a story here in a minute. A 22-year-old woman, gym teacher, just got in trouble for sending nudes and shit to a fucking high school kid. It's men and women out here that's operating on some real demonic timing right now. You cannot afford as a man or woman to be getting mixed in with folks whose souls are just in horrible order. Go to the gym, read, get around some people who actually hold you accountable, that actually love you, that's going to tell you the truth, that's not going to lie to you. Get around some people that's actually going to be accountability partners. Get around people who have your best intentions. Sometimes scrutiny and chastisement is a misdirection or detour for your own safety, for your own health, for your own sanity. Everything is not to tear you down or make you look bad. If you got anything you want to add, matter of fact, let me say this real quick. Shout out to everybody who pulled up in the building this morning. Appreciate y'all and your feedback. If you want to add anything to this before we close out, I turn it over to you.
Appreciate that, man. This been it's been another eye opener. I mean, I hope today we can have enlightened some people and people can take some information, even if it's a tiny bit, and apply it, man, because it's out here, man. We so many people right now currently are hooked up with the wrong folks, man, and when that go down, you get used and abused. And we talk about it enough. You touched on it just now. We have to we have to really get to know people, man. Like we ain't even mentioned the 12 people she talking about. She just slept with all these 12 different men and all that. Why would you even want to have sex with her at that point? You know, like you mentioned, pull up your sex facts, man. You know, it's too many STDs and diseases out here, man, to be trying to play with your life like that. So all I can say is have self respect, man. Get you some value with yourself, man, and move on, man. I think she drained that brother to drain that brother dry as a bean. You know, he can't even produce a plant. And that's terrible, man. That's terrible what happened, man. But if you look at the video, that's a perfect example of what we be talking about, man. It's very important. Fellas, you cannot be led by no woman, man. They're gonna lead you off the cliff. They not great leaders. They're not. They want to be led the right way, the correct way. But if you're not doing that, then she's gonna it's gonna play out like that video. She ultimately gonna lose respect for you, and after 12 years, it's just gonna be buck wild. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So stand up, have some class, man, some value, and like you said, you gotta have some discipline out here, man, because if a woman know all you want is sex, man, you in for some L's coming your way. You in for some L's coming your way. Believe that. Because if she can give you some sex and control you, you get controlled by vagina, then what that say about you as a man? That means you don't got nothing else of importance going on for yourself but to try to get in between this lady's legs. And once that happens, you pretty much gonna be a slave to what you can't go without, you become a slave to. So watch out for these slavery ass relationships and focus on yourself, because without that, you're not gonna find nobody, on your level or your better half. You're gonna find a lot of situationships over a relationship. If it starts with you, I'm gonna just put it like that. It starts with you. If you ain't got it with yourself, then you can't expect to meet somebody that has it. So with that being said, I'm done. Um, we got another one later. Tune in for that one too, if y'all can. And salute, man. It's been a great show. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, man. Now this we rolling.
Salutes to the brother who made the donation to the channel, man. I appreciate that, sir, very much. Blessings to you. Blessings to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for kicking it with us. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. We got another banger for y'all. Tap in. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going back into this lab. Peace.
Cowboys trophies.
That happening.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I am, my ancestors speak. They tell me the tide isn't run on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I surpass peak. Until they think we are equal, please. All I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their bones would bleed, begging the generations remember our story.